Salute Booktube. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I'm recording this the day of the ceasefire. Probably all of you have heard on the news. Apparently, there's a ceasefire, and everybody's gonna go back to to partying and good times because there's a ceasefire. I would caution, or I would recommend more caution. I think the ceasefire is just an intermission. I don't see anything that indicates that things are going to go back to what they were like on February 27th. I don't see that. Of course, the main reason for that is because we've got Saruman and Sauron, Hitler and Mussolini, Netanyahu and Trump started this war. Let's not forget. And they have a bloodlust. Who can we, this is to date, a historical parallel is when Neville Chamberlain, was it, in 1939 in the summer, saying, peace in our time, peace in our time. And the analogy, who's Hitler and the Nazis? It's the United States. Hitler didn't agree to any kind of ceasefire or treaty or peace proposal. He went right into the war. So it's the only. I'm sorry, this might be offended. Where Donald Trump, and he's my chief of staff, and my commander in chief, and I'm gonna protect him because I'm American. I understand that, but there's no other historical parallel other than Hitler. What he did to Czechoslovakia and then to Poland, ultimately. And anyway, I don't want to get into. There's a ceasefire. We'll see. There's whatever ceasefire. Of course, Israel. That doesn't apply to Israel. Israel's a special case. They're special people because the Bible said so. They're still attacking Lebanon. They are killing people. Donald Trump tweeted that he's going to end Iranian civilization in one night. But then there was a ceasefire, thankfully. But that hasn't stopped Israel. Israel is doing what Trump tweeted, but they're doing that at Lebanon. They are indiscriminately killing. What they did to Gaza, and now they're doing to Lebanon. Unless somebody stops them. Anyway, let's not get bogged down into. This is. I have a special video. This was a video made by a new booktuber, a new friend that I found on Booktube. Yet another one. His name is Alex, and his channel is called Alex's Archive. That's the name of his channel. I do really highly recommend that you check it out. Check out his channel. He's quite new to BookTube, but he's fitted right in, and he said it in one of his videos. He said that he has experience in public speaking, and it shows because he's very good. His delivery and his channel, his videos, they're really good. So please do check him out. Actually, this is it's a tale of two Alexes, because I saw this on Alex's Archive, who I've spoken to, my new friend. But also I saw this being done by my old friend Alex at the Unabashed Reader, Alex from the UK. He's also done this. I don't want to call it a tag. Alex, the first Alex, didn't call it a tag, although it has tag potential because it's got those kind of questions. So I don't know if I'll tag anybody in this video, but if you want to do this kind of thing, and you're interested in doing it for your own channel, or you want to do it in the comments, feel free. The tag, or the Q&A is what Alex calls it. It's called the book buying Q&A, or the book buying tag, I guess we can call it. And it's about 10 questions that Alex had about exactly that, book buying. What's your book buying habit? What's your book buying like? Why do you buy books? That kind of thing. We'll go through the prompts right now. So the first question, or well, let me read the description that Alex puts. Again, this is the first Alex Archive. But check out both their channels. Do check out his channel. He's new. Give him some subscribers, and then check out Alex, the unabashed reader. Good friend of mine, and also an excellent channel. So check out both their channels. But first, Alex writes, in this video, I write some original questions about your philosophy towards buying books and assembling a physical library. Very prominent part of my channel. I was hesitant to make this an official tag video, but I welcome responses from anyone who is willing to do one, as I'm curious how the rest of Booktube approaches this. So that's basically what it is, a Q&A about book buying. So let's go to question one without further ado. Number one, how many books do you own? He says physical plus digital or just physical, whatever makes the most sense to discuss. So you can see I can't hide it. There's no way to hide it. I'm mostly physical books, and I have a lot of them. And to make it even worse, this is just one side of my library. I've got exactly parallel to this where I'm filming on. I've got exactly the same shelves parallel across, symmetrically, diametrically opposed to it. So the room is like this, and there's this row, and then there's the row where I'm filming on, which you can't see. So I have a lot of books. Now I've counted, so you've got a whole, I guess, what is that called? Like a whole shelf. Well, that's the shelf, and then you've got the whole, I don't know, row or column. So here I've counted about an average of 25 books, but those are double stacked. They're quite deep, these these shelves. So they're double stacked. There's two rows. So if there's 25 in the front, 25 in the back, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. I mean, you do the math. 50 per shelf times 6. That's about 300. Is my math correct? About 300 books per section. And there's here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 300 times 5 is about 1,500. And then you double that. So 3,000. I don't think I'm at 3,000. This side is much less. There's a lot of stuff, knickknacks, not all my books. I've even got family albums from the 70s and 80s here. Some different stuff. So I don't think it's. I use that mathematics. What I just calculated now is a rough estimate, but I don't think I'm past 3,000. But maybe somewhere there, somewhere there. As for digital, I don't buy. I don't have that much digital. Not as much as you would think. I should have more, but I don't have as much as you think. Shall I explain one? Let's go to the question 2. I don't want to stick to the first question. And then at the end, if there's something I still didn't say, I'll just leave it to the end. So let's go to question number 2. What percentage of your books do you think you have actually read? Okay. So we estimated 3,000. What does he say? He says, what books do you think? What do I think? What do I estimate? Probably, let's be safe and say 50%. So let's say 50% of them I've read, 50 I haven't. It's probably more to that I haven't now. I've reached that stage. But that's been lately. It's since Booktube. I've been purchasing a lot more books than I used to before I started the Booktube channel. But I've always had more books TBR than I've actually read in my library. That being said, I don't think that's too much of a problem because I like my library. I've worked to have something like this. I have this chair right there where I sit and read, and then I have a view of this and the other side, and it's my dream book nook, and I'm fortunate enough to achieve it. And I didn't do it in one day. I didn't build this as a set and then said the next day I'm going to start a Booktube channel. I've been accumulating books for 22 years. And about 5 years ago, I was able to get this space and to create this library create these shelves, which I paid. I got a carpenter to do it, and then I can put my books in it. So it's been something I've been working towards. It's not something I decided to do on the spur of a moment. Uh, One day I woke up and said I want to make a library, nor am I using this as sort of like clickbait or anything like that. Question number 3: what percentage do you realistically think you will read? Uh, well, the goal is to read all of them. The goal is to read all of them. I think, I mean, I think it's doable. I think it's doable. The issue I have, and regulars of my channel will know, the issue that I have, again, I don't live in the Western world. I live in the Middle East, in a country called the United Arab Emirates. Now, in this country, okay, there's about two, we can say 3 new bookstores, and there's about 3, maybe 4 used bookstores, and these used bookstores aren't that large. So we're talking about, 3 or 4 used bookstores, small ones, and then the new bookstores, which are quite well stocked if you can afford them. If you can afford new books, you can probably find what you're looking for. But because there's so little used bookstores, there's really only about 2. There are charity shops, but charity shops here don't sell books. They'll sell clothes, they'll sell trinkets, and they don't sell books. So it's really 2 or 3 used bookstores. Now, if I don't patronize these used bookstores, then they get in trouble. There's not that much. I mean, if America and the UK isn't that great of a reading culture, or reading is in decline, what do you think it is in the rest of the world? You think it's better? It's not. So I try to support them, and that means I go and purchase books, even if it means I could probably go less. I still patronize them, because if they go out of business, then I'm seriously in trouble. Then I'm stuck with Kindles, and that's the other reason when it says or digital books, it says, what about digital books? I don't have that many digital, because I don't want to give I don't want to give Jeff Bezos money. It's not that, but I'd rather give my money to these independent used bookstores here rather than give it to Amazon. And that's why I also that's why I have a lot of used or hard copy books, even though digital would be so much easier for me. Alex, the unabashed, the English Alex, not American Alex, he says he's switched, he's transferred from books to being mostly on Kindle. That makes sense if you live in the UK, because the UK is, how many bookstores do you have in the UK? All English publishing you've got, if you add the US, I mean, he's in the epicenter. He can afford to do that. I can't do it. If you find a book, a rare book at the bookstore, I'll take one example here. I found this at the used bookstore very recently. The Steve Altman's Meg, in a paperback. Look at the shark. I found this. If I didn't pick this up, if I don't take it, I might have to wait 1 year, 2 years, 5 years to see another copy of this. I'm not in the Western world. So I wanted to make that clear as well. I should have made it clear in the beginning, but just these questions. So, but the question said, what percentage do you realistically think you will read? I hope to read all of them. That's the goal. Number 4, how do you decide whether to buy a book instead of borrowing it? So this goes back to the Western. These are, again, written for the West, by the West. Library, as a civic institution, is really a Western thing. Now, there are libraries here, of course there are. But number one, the majority of the books are in the Arabic language. So if I was to go to the library and get Arabic books and show them here, I'd have to translate. I guess I could do it, but I prefer reading in English. So the libraries here, are mostly local books, mostly Arabic books. You're not going to find a lot of Western books, books that I can relate to on this channel. That's number 1. Number 2, the library, they're not that great. They're not that big. They're not as big as, it's not a Western. It's a the library as an institution is not the same as in the West. So that's why I purchase a lot of books. So number one is I want to support the independent used bookstores, and number two, the library system is not that great. It just isn't. Again, you'll find the classics. You'll find a lot of good local stuff if you're into your local or regional Middle Eastern stuff, but um, it's not as extensive. Let's say they've got like interlibrary loans in America and the West, and it's a work in progress here. Let's just put it that way. So decide. I don't really have much of a decision. I have to, really. Question number 5. What do you do with books after you read them? Keep, unhaul, donate, resell, etc. What's the difference between unhauling and donating or reselling? Anyway, what do I do? So it depends. When I was younger, I didn't have as many books. I said I'm just going to keep them. If I buy a book, I'm never getting rid of it. But as I'm getting older and the books are piling and piling up, I realize that I can't keep all of them. That's hoarding. So I've begun to let books go. But what my rule is for a book is to read it. If I like it or I feel like I can use it in the future as a reference, or I would probably reread it, or I want to put it as part of my collection, then I'll keep it. If, on the other hand, I didn't like the book, or I don't think I need to keep it, it's a subject which was a fun read or something, it was interesting, but I don't need to keep it, then I'll unhaul it or get rid of it, mostly donate it to the same used bookstores that I'm, basically my used bookstores like my library, basically. So that's usually the rule I put. Now, if I do keep it, I said research again. In an ideal world, I'd write my book, but I don't want to keep it as. So if I do keep a book, it'll probably be something that will aid my writing. Again, assuming that I actually do sit down and finish what I write. Question number 6. What makes a book worth keeping on your shelf? Favorite, reference, aesthetic, identity. Well, I just finished mentioning it. Mostly research, reference, favorite and reference. That would be the two main reasons. It was something I liked, I want to keep and reread, or reference in case I need it, hopefully for the future, the near future. And then aesthetic, identity, I don't know what that means, but aesthetic as well, I guess. I mean, it's nice for a Booktube channel. When I set up this library, I wasn't thinking of having a Booktube channel, but it fits. But aesthetic, again, I would like to make this a bit more, it's a bit messy now. I need to make it a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Definitely that's on the cards. I need to do that. Question number 7. Do you use an e-reader? And if so, has it reduced your physical book buying? So I mentioned earlier, I would try not to. I have nothing wrong with, I have nothing against e-readers at all. I really don't. I even read from time to time. But again, as I've mentioned before, I feel like, again, the book community here is small. There's 2 or 3 used bookstores. All of these bookstores are very well known. They're my friends. In many cases, we've developed relationships, much more than just customer and buyer. It's really that small here. So if I was just to go to Kindles or ebooks or stay digital and not go back to those bookstores, I would prefer to patronize them. And if that means I overbuy books, well, then so be it. If I can go at least once a month and patronize them, it's good for the community. It's bigger than just me. So again, e-readers, nothing against it. The other reason e-readers, my problem with e-readers, especially Kindles, e-readers in general devices, is I always break them. I either drop it or I sit on it. Once I put one in my pocket and then I sat down and it cracked. I've cracked so many screens, so because if it's I mean, you can get a cover, but even then, I still break them because it's you Kindle. You take it everywhere. It's like your book. You take it everywhere with you. You know. So I drop it. I sit on it. I crack the screen. But anyway, number 8. How often do you use library instead of buying books, and for what kind of reads? Again, like I mentioned, I answered this earlier. The library. Again, this is not everywhere is Middle America. So libraries. There are places where libraries are not, priority basically. So again, for me, I have to make my own library. I have to do that. Number 9, what's your biggest regret purchase or category of overbuying? Unread classics, booktube hype, impulse buys, etc. Not too many regrets. If I had a regret when I was younger, I tended to buy a bit more. I was a bit more unplanned in my buying. I was a bit too excited. I would buy stuff, very different genres or subjects, without too much of a focus. So I went a bit wild when I was younger, and it accumulated. And so now I'm trying to flush those books out of my library because there's no point in keeping them. So if I had a regret, it would be that. What's unread classics, booktube hype, impulse buys. So yeah, impulse buys when I was younger. Booktube hype, since I've been on Booktube, I've been buying more. Not so much hype. Yeah, I guess it's hype, but it's also one of the reasons I wanted to get into Booktube is because I'm mostly a nonfiction, mostly a history reader. I wanted to expand a bit more. So now just watching Booktube. I've already I'm purchasing much more books because I'm watching videos and getting so many recommendations, but B, I'm also expanding. I'm doing a lot more fiction. I've been going into genres which before I used to avoid. I'm starting to look into them, and that's just adding to the library and to the to the TBR pile. So number 10, if you had to cap your library at a fixed number, say 100 books, how would you decide what stays? If I had to, I don't think I'd cap it at 100. So, but if I had to, so I think what I would do, what I'm actually trying to do, is I'm trying to curate my library. Now I do have a lot now. At this point in my life, I was accumulating. Now I'm trying to curate the library, get rid of what I don't want to keep, and keep what I want, or keep what I like. So I'm in that stage now. I don't know if it's gonna whittle down to 100, but what I have a lot of, maybe this goes back to the regret. Not a regret. It's just I'm at this stage of my life. I know more what I want to focus on, and that's the books you see here, mostly Middle East. Modern Middle East, books about the Gulf, ancient and Middle Ages. If I can curate this library and make this, if I, maybe at the end of my life, I would, on my epitaph, is that what it's called? On my gravestone, they'll say, oh, he curated a large Middle Eastern history library. If I can make both my sides Middle Eastern library, and then maybe at the end of my life donate it or make it the cornerstone of a library here, or give it to a school or something, that would be something. That'd be something worthwhile, or inherit. Give it as an inheritance, maybe to children I may have, or my nephews, or who knows. Because I've inherited my books. A lot of the books, these aren't all just purchases. A lot of these books here I inherited from my grandfather. These are older books about Middle Eastern history. So those top 2 shelves, and on the side is a bit out of camera behind this lamp. Those reference books up there. And there's still more. They're at my relative's house. They don't read. They just want to keep the book for aesthetics, the library books. I've been fighting with them to try to get it, but Anyway, I'm not gonna get in there. It's not my. What I did want to say is, what was the question again? I'm going off. Cap it at 100. Like I said, I'd like to curate it. My books about American history, British history, I can significantly narrow those down, and then focus on Middle Eastern and Middle Eastern. And again, a lot of my Middle Eastern, again, I have my grandfather books. Those are hard to find. A lot of the books I have here is about the Gulf, about the region, books about the United Arab Emirates. Again, if you go to a bookstore in I don't know, St. Louis, Missouri, or I don't know, Edinburgh, Scotland, I don't know how many books you're going to see about the United Arab Emirates. There are some rare books. There are some, there's history in there, history that like people I know or my parents know or my grandparents know. So those are, again, hard to find, not easy to get rid of for me. Unless at the end of my life, if I was to donate it, but not to give it to some random charity shop or to donate to the used bookstore or to put it out on a free library. Those are the same with the Middle Eastern history books. Some of them are rare, some of them, that's a collection. I just need to curate it and tidy it up. But if I had to cap it, I would cap it to those. But again, I have the space, and I wouldn't want to cap it. I love sitting here and reading with this around me. And yes, a lot of them are TBR. It says, how many have you read or you plan to read? Many of them, maybe a small majority I haven't. But just the fact that I sit here, that I can, wave my hands across the spines of the books while I'm reading, I can look. All of that gives me inspiration. This is my space. I spend most of my time here, especially since this war, this horrendous Netanyahu Trump war. I've been sitting in this room, hunkering down. But I am not complaining because I love it. I love sitting here. It's just it's magical for me. So yeah, anyway, I'm getting a bit poetic, and I'll end this. I keep saying make a video under 20 minutes, make a video under 20 minutes, and here we go, we're approaching 30. I apologize again. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you to Alex. Well, both the Alexes, but especially Alex Archive, new channel, check him out. Good guy, smart guy, well-spoken. Camera, what's the word? The opposite of camera shy. Camera friendly. Well, I don't know what the word is. He's the word escapes me. But you know what I'm saying. So check him out. But also check out Alex the Unabashed Reader, another funny guy, top lad. I'm so. Alex said this is a tag, not a tag. I'm not gonna list anybody, but if you want to do this, you want to talk about it on your channel, by all means do it. You want to talk about it on the comments, by all means do it. My email, I try to put my email in every video. You can get in touch with me. But for now, Booktube, I'll wrap this up. I'll say good night and salute.